Please be ready for dictation of a passage from Dr. G.D. Bisht magazine. 5 seconds to go. Sir, I beg to move that the bill further to amend the Indian Forest Act 1927 be taken into consideration. Sir, bamboo has been recognized as an important source of natural wealth as early as 4th century BC by Kautilya, and it has been documented in Arthashastra. It was popularly known as green gold or poor man's timber. Recently, it has been elevated to the status of timber of the 21st century. I feel so sorry why this poor man's timber has been given such a raw treatment for almost 90 years. But thanks to the dynamic and the pragmatic leadership of our Prime Minister Narendra Modi, under whose guidance and inspiration we all work, we have now at least got to a position where we can think of something great happening on this front in this country. Sir, just to place some facts before you and this august house, I want to tell you that in terms of the area on which bamboo is grown in our country, or for that matter anywhere in the world, we have the largest area in the whole world where bamboo is grown. And in terms of our genetic resource, we are second richest to China. China has something like 140 species of bamboo. We have something like 130 species of bamboo. The total forest area in our country is 77 million hectares. Only about 14 million hectares, that is about 18% of it, are basically covered by bamboo. This is as per the 2011 report. The production of bamboo in our country is 4 million tons, but this is only 50% of our requirement. Out of that, about 2 million tons are used by the pulp and paper industry, which amounts to about 35%. This is a very important industry. I have the statistics of Madhya Pradesh, where they say that 1 ton of bamboo is equivalent to an income of rupees 7,000. If we value this bamboo production outside the forest, it can further be increased after this amendment is passed by Parliament. At the moment, it comes to about rupees 71 billion. That is the potential, and that is what bamboo is, about which we are talking now. 1 ton of bamboo can give 350 man-days of employment to the country. Right now, 20 million workers or poor persons are involved somehow in bamboo-related activity. I have to specifically mention about the Northeast, where I studied about bamboo in the science labs, that it is a way of life for the people. I have seen some of the best furniture in some of my science labs produced from bamboo from the Northeast. Out of 5 million hectares of land that we have in the Northeast, 31% is used for bamboo. This constitutes 50% of the total stock of the whole country. It becomes important specifically for the Northeast. Bamboo is versatile and fast growing. 50% of it can be cut in 3 years. It acts as a big catalyst for the economy. If you start the intervention at the policy stage, where we are starting today, going through the extraction, cutting stage, utilization stage, and further to the trading stage, it contributes to strengthen your household strategy and food security. All of us know about handicrafts and various tools and implements. I was just putting down a list of some of the important things that bamboo is actually giving to the society. Sir, I was very eagerly listening to the advancement of arguments made by the Honorable Minister, who is a very nice gentleman and one of the close friends of ours. A deliberate silence was there regarding the issuance of the ordinance. We have moved the statutory resolution disapproving the promulgation of the ordinance. It is a well-established constitutional position that promulgation of ordinance under Article 123 can be done only under extraordinary circumstances when the House is not in session. It is an independent legislation brought out by the executive, and the ordinance should be issued only under the compelling circumstances. Further, Article 123 does not speak about replacement of an ordinance by an act of Parliament. Sir, the government is deliberately avoiding the supremacy of Parliament and the legislative process. There are so many judgments. I am not going to quote all those judgments, including some recent judgments of the Honorable Supreme Court that speaks against the ordinance route to legislation. Sir, the recent Supreme Court judgment in Krishna Kumar versus State of Bihar case, a 7-member bench of the Supreme Court has held that promulgation of ordinance is impermissible and termed it as a fraud on the Constitution. Though it is related to repromulgation of the ordinance, there are strong and stringent observations against the ordinance route of legislation. In the same case, the Supreme Court further stated that the Constitution does not permit the President or the Governor as a parallel law-making authority independent of legislature. Nowadays, the Governor and the President are becoming the parallel law-making authority by means of promulgating ordinances day by day. That is why the Supreme Court in the year 2017 has categorically said that the Governor and the President of the country can never be assigned the right to have the legislative process. Legislative process is the full domain of the legislature. It is within the purview of the legislature, whether it is Parliament or the legislature. I do agree that in certain extraordinary circumstances, in urgent necessity, and in compelling circumstances, the government is forced to promulgate an ordinance. Such a provision is there under Article 123. Sir, let us now examine whether this ordinance of 2017, that is the Indian Forest Ordinance of 2017 comes within the purview of Article 123 of the Constitution. Stop.